Okay, my mic wasn't working, so I had it in on the stream for the other one to get it to work and everything. I was like, it's not working. I'm not seeing the bars go up and up and everything. So, oh, excuse me. I want to apologize for the last stream I did. I was like, after I did that one stream, I was like everywhere, and I'm gonna hear like, I was everywhere. I was like, dang. I didn't even want to chop the video up for real because I was like, I was everywhere talking about this, and that. And I was trying to not stay like, I was still trying to stay on track. And I'm up here like, while y'all was watching me in chat, y'all was like, y'all were watching me. I'm up here like, damn, I'm up here like, I'm trying to tell a story. And then I'm up here trying to remember the story and everything. Like, I was like, what's so good I can tell and share like what I've been through, and y'all break it down and y'all be like, huh, he went through that and he said he got something like that. I should probably not do something like that, or probably go do something like this. Because when I was like, because it's not like, when I say like a lot of people faith are like, they're not the same, but at the same point they like some dude say some dude went down the street and he said, man, I hit this thing, and then it took me on a detour through life, and I went up a hill and then down the hill and everything, and he telling me his experience, and I'm up here like, dang, it's crazy how our stuff is similar, because I was about to just do the same thing but with somebody else, and then they are here like, you take that wisdom back and you be like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go this way and I'm going to leave it right there. So I was like, So the wisdom I've been grabbing from people, like grabbing over the years and everything, I was like, man, I got to share it. Like, I was going like, all right, I remember when I was like, I used to cut grass back then, like when I was, I guess, middle school. Can't remember, like summertime and everything. And I cut grass for my auntie, granny. I did it for like my pawpaw. But he was like good at cutting grass and everything. I was still learning everything. I'm out here trying to. He told me, don't let the lawnmower control you. You control the lawnmower and everything. So like when I was cutting grass, I was making decent money and everything, and I like when I was able to cut grass because it just smell it like weed whacking. I was like, man, this cutting grass is nice. It's peaceful. And then when you see the like finished result, you'll hear like, dang, I did a good job. It wasn't that bad. I'm out here like, yeah, it's like, it's a different feeling when you cutting grass. So I'm out here like, it's a pat on the back, and then on the other side you just get better each time you cut. So, and then, but I think the worst thing I didn't like about it, it was like, I say weed whacking, especially when you're wearing shorts and it pop back on you, or like, even if you're not wearing shorts, I say something like, you're not wearing shorts, I say, when it popped back, it hit me in my eye. I'd be like, nah, bruh. So, alright, I went like, my granny paid me like, I don't know how much. It was a decent amount of money to go cut her yard at, she had a couple of houses. It was in the West End. So I went over there. I said, I do it. I asked for money and everything. That's how I earn like. It got like, it's the scar healing up. I don't know you see it, but it was a scar. It was a big scar right here. I got burnt by the motor. Hey, welcome in. Welcome. I wanted to say, I want to apologize for the yesterday I did. I was everywhere, but I was trying to explain like different stories, but I wasn't staying on track. So I was like, man, I didn't even want to chop the video up and everything, but I know like, everybody got to learn everything. But them stories, don't get me wrong, when God break it down in my head, and before I can pull like every memory back out, I explain what actually went down and through them things. But right now we're gonna have to put them memories on a pause. So I was telling earlier, I was like, Like summertime, I used to like cut grass and everything. I made like a good amount of money. And then like my grandma had like different spots in the West End and everything, her house and everything. And I was agreed. I didn't have money. Let me say that I didn't know like the worth. Like all I knew, I wanted to get that money and everything. So basically, I said something like, she paid me to do a job, and it was a nice amount of money. And I was like, all right, yeah, I do it. And then it was over there like on Cecil. I think that was the street name. And it was this, her yard was like, the grass was high. And I was like, okay, it's front and back and everything. I got paid and everything. So as I was cutting everything, I was cutting the front yard. It wasn't that bad. It was like, you know how the yard and then it's like a downhill thing right there. All right, I cut that and leaned back and all that. This is where it got bad. It's like after I went on the side of the building of the house, like I went on the side of the building and then I looked over. My mom was there too and everything. And Granny, she was in the back. They was both in the back, like in the backyard. And then I looked back there. Her yard was like, I say up to my knee height and everything, cutting grass. But to me, I'm out here like, man, I love cutting the grass, and it's like, it's a good feeling and everything, bro. I kid you not. I went back there, and while I was on the side of the plant thing, it was like some cement bricks over there, but it was like it was grass in the middle. And she was like, make sure you cut that right over there too. I was like, all right, no, that's no little hard work. I looked over there, it was a snake pit. I'm telling you, like, I was a kid and everything. I didn't mess with snakes at all, but at that point, like, I never saw a snake pit like in reality. Like the owl thing, when I was like, hooly hoo, and when that bird was like chilling in the on the thing, it was like real life, no zoo. And I'm up here, I looked at it and I said, nope. And at the time, I got another story what's it called? And when I told her, no, I'm not doing this. It was a snake pit. It was like a actual snake pit. It was a whole bunch of, it was garden snakes. I don't mess with no type of snake. It was all like, all of them, they was all moving together. I dropped the lawnmower and everything. I was like, nope, And then my mom, she was laughing. She saw it. My grandma, she was like, nah, I paid you. You gonna do this work and everything. And then I went like this. I was like, we went back and forth. But when she said, I pay you, you gonna have to do this work. And she was right on that. But I did in my pocket. And I went like, you can have the money back and everything. That's when she stopped and she was like, no. I pay you. You can get. I said you can have the money back. It's not worth it. I'm not doing it. Because it was like, it wasn't just. It was a lot right there, but at the same time, it was more like in the back because they was like all the way back there, and they was picking them up and everything. I said, nah, big brother, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't going down like that. I'm not. No, we cannot. And so that whole thing, it was like we was going back and forth. I barely, my mom helped me out cutting it, but that backyard did not get like finished how it is. I was like, hire some other people to do it and everything. I don't even want the money. You can keep the money. All good. I remember learning this from my hair lady who did my hair in the past. She said all money not good money and everything. Hey, we found and everything, but that right there, And then it was this other place, she had like a storage unit. And at the time, I don't mess with bugs. If I do, I have to go down there and it's like you know, bugs everywhere and everything. I make sure I bundle up right because I'm not trying to feel nothing. But at the same time, only reason why I said I don't like I bundle up because at my old job LG&E, I had to go in these like storage like units. You know how you open them things up? It'd be like so you open it, it's like lead under to somebody's basement. I hated doing it, but when my first time going in there and I heard something run past and everything, what's called, I jumped in my what's my trainer arms. That's the only time I did. I'm talking about I real deal jumped in his arms. I said, "Oh God, no," and everything. Because I remember in the interview, she said, "You're not scared of no bugs or nothing like that, no insect, nothing like that." And I went like, in my head, I paused, but in reality, I went like, "No, no, I am not. I can take it on. I can face it. Yeah." But in the back of my head, I was like, "Man, let one of them things come across me. We ain't gonna do that." And then I had to face I had to bite man. But at the storage unit and everything, I said, these was like, it was some, alright, if you're eating, my bad, my apologies. It was some big cockroach. I'm like, for real, I don't mess with none of them. Not at all. I don't like that. No, I don't like it at all. Well, she was paying us for another job to do. It was me, my brother, and my mom. When I saw them things, and it was like she wanted us to move some stuff and everything. It was like this big storage unit and everything, bro. When I say when she wanted us to move this, and when like it was like they was falling out and everything, I promise you, I dropped the suitcase and I said, "No, I'm not doing this either." I was like, because at the same time, I was like, "Bro, I'm not doing this." My mom, she was here like, "You scared of a little bugs and everything?" Me and my granny, we cool and everything, but back then when I was younger and everything, she was like, "You scared of some bugs?" And I said, "Yeah." And I waited if it was Uber back then, I ain't gonna Uber and Lyft. I ain't gonna lie, I would have Uber and Lyft home. But what's it called? I was standing out there. My mom said like, "He don't mess with bugs. You can't," and everything. My brother, he was just throwing them bad boys in the back. I was like, "Nah, bro, I can't do it," and everything. But all to say, but it was just hard work, everything going past it, everything. But the lawnmower, I think out of all the jobs, I like the cutting grass one. The cutting grass was cool because like I like, when you cut the grass and you can smell the fresh and everything. You just look at the work you did and you just like, dang, I did that and everything. So, but what else? Now I remember I had like this is what like I thought nobody else was like around was doing this or anything. Like this was when I say 2019, when I first I started Kroger around like 17 or something, 2017 or 16, like my first time on at Kroger. And I was a cart pusher, bag, handling bags, carts. But when I say like, all right, like the people I met there when I first got on, like after a while and everything, they was cool. We used to that's the group I went to go do parties with. And like when I never like, I was that type of like, we didn't go to parties when we was kids and everything, but when I was like with them and everything after like in high school, like I think summertime and everything, I kid you not, we went to parties back to back to back to back. I'm talking about I was tired, and back and back and back parties, just back and back and back, bruh. And we was mainly throwing them parties too, but at the same time, bro, it was this one friend I had. I'm not gonna say its name because I don't wanna put them out like that. But what's called? I was pushing carts, and I don't know how we got on the conversation, but what's called? I asked them about like, because when I used to do this type of stuff, I used to sing. That's why I don't sing people's songs out loud no more. I don't do that no more because they got consequences. They do like some weird stuff to the music, but everybody know that. So it was, I don't know if it was Young Thug's song or it was somebody. I was listening to somebody. It was hip hop rap and everything. And I was pushing the carts like late at night And then it was something about like it was somebody saying, I hope my daughter never dream, never be able to dream or anything like that. And I was just singing that like over and over and over and over, like for real, over and over. And the song really, like the melodies and everything, it was just hidden. And what's called, one night I wasn't able to dream no more. Like, I mean, like when I closed my eyes, like how you close your eyes and everything, it was just pitch black. Like I'm actually tired and everything, snuggling up, and I closed my eyes, and then when I opened my eyes, it's the next morning. And it was like that for weeks, months, and everything. I'm out here like, why can't I dream no more and everything? So what's called, I don't know how me and my friend got on that topic or anything, but we was talking, and I was like, hey, are you able to dream when you go to sleep? And he said, nah, it just be like when you close your eye, it be complete black darkness and everything. And then when you open it, it be the next morning. And I was like, I thought I was the only one. I thought that was like because I'm not able to dream no more and everything. And then he was like, yeah, after a while, so basically we did two different things. What he did was what's called, it was demonic. It was because I noticed he wore more demonic stuff and everything. And he said now he was able to dream. He able to dream more. What I that's the path he took. But the path I took, I started praying. I was asking God, like after overtime, I was asking him, because like the fact of like waking up I'm talking about closing your eyes every time, and then waking up, it's the next morning. You not one single dream. It's like just pitch black. Closing your eyes and it's just pitch black every time. I'm talking about like when I was going through that, I did pray, and like after a while, I was able. Not even after a while, it was probably like a day or two, and I was able to dream again. But at first, I couldn't dream, but after I was able to dream, I did not sing that song out loud. I actually listened to it and what he was saying, and then I leaned back and I deleted that song from my playlist. I was like, bro, it was just more so like I wasn't able to dream from singing on the song out loud. But when I asked other people about it, and it wasn't just me, my friend too. When I moved through life and everything, and I was hearing other people and talking to other people, it was more people who wasn't able to dream. It's a reason behind it and everything. So if you ever having trouble dreaming, pray on it, and your dreams will come back. You'll start dreaming. Hey, it's like it's a small thing, but it's a big thing, because you can have a hard day at work and everything, a hard day, but sometimes people need to dream. People need to see, because seeing all darkness while you sleep, it's not it. I done it like for a while, like a long time and everything, and I'm just like, I'm grateful to be able to dream. So when I'm able to dream and see like what I need to know and everything, the next move and everything, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to give that up no more. So that's why I like when people, even at like upcoming artists and everything, I don't even like singing upcoming artist songs. Like I got my own, and they got their own, but it's so many variables behind stuff and everything. It's so many different meanings, and that's why I'm up here like, I just learned from experience of singing other people, and these was not even upcoming artists. These was like superstar artists, because I listened to mainstream music. I was singing that, and I was like, not in Uzi. Don't get me wrong, I like Uzi music. 2016 and all up to there. But when his like the biggest song he had and everything, like all my friends, bro. I kid you not. I could not get that song out my head. Even when I slept, it was playing. It was like, you got one, you got a part. It's like, oh damn, this is nice, and you dancing and everything. But after a while, it started getting it like, it was like torture. It was some real deal torture. I think that was the worst song I had it to it, because when I try to get like rid of songs out my head, it was easy and everything, but that right there, I was dodging for a while, because when I go to sleep I hear it, and it's so when I got in and start making music, I can tell if you make different melodies or different things, you can get something stuck in somebody's head for a while, and then whatever you say on it, it's just like hypnotizing with the voice. So that's why I'm out here like, be careful what you sing out loud, because everybody on lyrics, it might hit deep for the heart and everything, but you can test that. Be careful, listen to what they say first, listen and actually like separate yourself from the music and everything, and actually listen what they say. I know that melody hit like and it hit deep and everything, but before you sing that, listen what they say. Because I was listening to a new song, that one dude who sound like they was making fun of him. Well, not really, they were making fun of him, but riding a different wave. It was like Pirates in the Caribbean, and it was like I'm not even gonna lie to you, it kept on playing on TikTok. I was bopping to that for like at work every day, and then I put like it was like the Uzi song, but it wasn't that big like the Uzi song in my head, so I was able to get rid of it after a while. Well, not me, I asked God to get rid of it, but at the same time, I was just like, I started listening to the words he was saying, and he said he was a disciple of the darkness, and I went like, oh, I see why you got stuck in my head. And then I stopped listening to it after that. Now it's a tricky game, but you just got to be aware of what you singing and what you saying, because words are powerful, and you can slip up and say something what you didn't mean, but it can like, be careful. Just be careful, because people who do music or do it's not even just music, just do like mess around that's with on different notes and everything, it can really trigger a ear thing and make you get hypnotized into a lot of stuff. So be careful. But what's called with my dreaming with no dream dreams, that's something I had to put up with for a while. My friend, he was like, what he did, I went to God, that's Yeshua, but what he did was because I noticed he wore more like flames and demonic stuff and everything. So I was like, he told me once, and a lot of people don't dabble on stuff like this for a long time. Like, if you ask too many questions, even in songs like this girl was rapping, she was like, she said something like, asking too many questions, it can raise up a red flag. I ask questions on everything, but at the same time, it raised red flags up for people. But he was like, yeah, after he started wearing clothes like that and clothes like that, he was able to dream. But it was like he out of his mouth, he said, I picked the side and everything, and I'm able to dream. Now, my advice right there, I would not, don't do that, bro. I'm telling you, them demons gonna play with you like never before. You think, that's what's worse and everything, bro. Let them get a hold of you. That's not fun. That's not for real. Anyway, who wanna let them win? Not me. But yeah, I want to apologize for that last stream I did. I was everywhere. I was talking about like what's called falling out and everything. I'm not gonna lie, that falling out story is actually a big story and everything, so I wouldn't even push that past and everything. But if you did learn something from her, that's good too. So yeah. Now let me tell you about what the work on that is, because I'm out here like I'd say I had it to catch myself, because I was going through, like yesterday I was still had like rage and like rage. It's like after I got like approved for, I haven't like got into the car program, but everything was going right and I got past that. That's when everything went downhill, and I was getting annoyed and everything. It was just like warfare and everything. I was getting annoyed and I was just getting it was just like big boss and everything, getting annoyed and everything. I'm up here like, man, I don't know, I want to keep on doing this and everything, but it was just like, now I'm better, but it's like I had to step back for a minute. I had to start like, because when they I heard like signs, and you know how people on Instagram and on TikTok, you'll hear something like God love you and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about. But basically I went like it was this one woman, she said you got to be careful what you listen to. So like right now I try my best to not listen to no rap music right now, but everybody not perfect. Some people slide back. Sometimes when you listen like that Young Thug and Future went hard, I ain't gonna lie, that thing, it's mad. But what's called, at the same time, like I can get away with listening to it like 1, 2 or 3, 4 times, but after that it start wearing down. It's the stuff they do behind the scene and everything wear down and everything. But I say, yeah, after a while everything, you just got okay. Now I was sliding off for a minute. My mind was sliding back. It was everything. You just gotta be careful what you listen to, because what you consume is what you will become. That's why I think she was saying everything. What you consume, what you become. Because I was listening to some. Because now I will say that is true, because it was like it was reprogramming. I was listening to rap, like Pooh Shiesty, and different other things, and when I rapped on a beat I was talking about violence and everything. I usually talk about, it's like here and there with some violence and everything, but I try to uplift, like put something to uplift like people into the rap, so it won't be like it's trap, but at the same time it's a little uplifting. Like it's not, you're not gonna feel like damn my soul hurt and everything. And I try to uplift it a little bit, and when it's like it's hard to explain, but one day if you ever check it out you'll see. But what's called, because everybody got, I'm not trying to get I ain't trying to get in trouble with Yeshua or Yahweh, because like the more souls you I know it don't like make sense or anything, the more things you gotta answer for it. Because how I think now, it's like you gotta answer for everything you said and done. I done a couple things and everything, but I'm not trying to, like, for real, I'm not, everybody tough until them gates open up to hell. No, bro, that's when everybody, you know how everybody be like, you know how you feel the heat coming towards out under there, and then you'll hear like, he did it. He the one who, like how like with the Diddy situation, everybody coming out the woodworks and everything saying he, she, and everything, everybody coming out of woodwork. And so it really don't matter at the end of the day. The only thing that matter is like yeah, just I say, because I'm like, I don't know if you're probably good at on this, because some people remind me it's like good to, when you say your prayer and everything, make sure you just sit there and let him talk. I'm still learning to do that at the same time, but at all of it, it just like, yeah, it was just, man, life. I can tell my bosses are more, they cracking down more on me. Because like when I usually at work and everything, I be laid back and everything. I get to the work, I get to it, and I clean, I scrub and everything, and sweep outside. And that's the one thing they did add up on us. They said, Michael, make sure you sweep outside. They be like, when this is why I don't like grabbing radios, because they be like, Michael, they be like all on it. And that's when I start, like, sometimes when I hear them, I don't answer. I basically let it go to voicemail. And then they call on the speaker, and I'll be like, I get to a point, like, not mad, but at the same time, I'm not going to let them make me mad. Because they're going to keep on saying it, like, the way how they talk on everything, like, make sure you do this, but you know, we're different, like, you know how trying to say you're sitting down and they looking down at you, try, like, because in my head we're all equal at the end of the day. Like, this is a job and everything, I am working, but we're all equal at the end of the day, because when you clock out from here, you're just a normal person like me. We're all equal at the end of the day. That's how I look at it and everything. It's just like, Jay, it's like that one, like, you know how they take you at, like, what's that one thing? They take you to, it was like this school thing before. We was like in elementary, but they take you to this place where you look, y'all like role play as different jobs and everything, and just to make sure you get a taste of the real life. But it's like, it's some random stuff. But I was a bank teller. Like, I count money and give people their money. Ain't gonna lie, I'm glad I didn't grow up and be one, because I was stealing money after that. I was like, it was fake money, but I was like, put that aside. I'm out here, I'm barely checking in. I didn't know how to use a computer. I was like, but what's it called? That was like, yeah, it's just like everything is what it seemed, but not what it seemed. If that makes sense. Yeah, but we all equal at the end of the day. It don't matter how high you are. Even the rich equal at the end of the day. If you strip them from their money and clothes, and fashion, whatever, just strip them all. At the end of the day, if you put everybody in a big circle and strip them of everything, you still equal at the end of the day. That's my opinion about it. I got a piece on. But what's it called? But I say, yeah, I think, bruh, it was like, bruh, I haven't got me a cut. I'm thinking about cutting this off and everything. It haven't connected since it haven't connected at all. For real, I'm gonna keep the goatee, but the size thing, it haven't connected in a long time. It haven't connected at all. It haven't connected at all. Let me just put that out there. It haven't connected at all. But at the same time, yeah, that's how I see. That's how I wanted to say it. Because when I didn't come up with it. God reminded me, and He brought it back to my memory. Because I had time remembering certain stuff like that. I didn't even think that'd be interesting to talk about, with the closing your eyes and you just seeing pitch black. Because I'm out here like, dang, you really think that'd be interesting to talk about? It was like, write it down on the your notes and everything. I was like, yeah. Nah, but when I was in that and then it was this. I had that problem, but it was I run into a lot of people who I think I spoke about it when I was jumping around on topics. But it's like I stick all my emotion and then I press it down, like inside. I impress my emotion, like if I'm feeling sad, people let me down and everything, I put everything deep inside. And then I used to I never let it out, but only time I let it out, like when somebody like tipped over the glass and everything, I let it out. I remember I couldn't, like, man, it'd be like, all right, when, like, because everybody cried. Everybody cried. I haven't cried in a minute, but when I did cry, it burned my eyes. Like it actually burned my eyes and everything when I cried. So it's like I say it's better for people to get out their emotion, but you got to do it in a healthy way. And if you do got that, you did the little emotion suppress thing. My advice, because basically God got me out of that. I ain't gonna lie to you. God got me out of it because I had a lot of emotion build up in there, and I'm talking about most of it was rage and hate. Most of it was that. I'm gonna keep a buck with you, but at the same time, you gotta find a way to release that, like little by little, because you never want to remember about the human rage. You can build like a good stature of yourself, like, oh my God, this man is a saint, this man is this and that, but somebody make you mad and you just let all that trauma, all that stuff come out and just eat them like a dragon. They not gonna remember what you did on, like, yeah, he used to stay after work and do all this. They gonna remember that what you said and everything, because nobody gonna forget that and everything. They might forgive and everything, but they still gonna look at you like and everything. And I'm out here like, nah, it's not worth it at the end of the day. But at the same time, you don't want to put you never know what that person got going on, like behind the scenes either. You might feel good and you come back and apologize, but that person could be on some next level stuff and everything. Like, not saying you're not on the next level, but everybody always going through something. Everybody always going through something, and nobody bigger than the program. I learned that from this one dude on Instagram. Nobody bigger than the program. It was a bitter message I didn't want to get through and everything, but at the same time, if you sit back and you actually like take yourself out your body and you actually look at it, nobody bigger than the program. I mean, everybody doing the same thing, but you just got to be humble. Humble. I had it to humble myself because I know I keep on bringing up God and everything, but it's a real experience for real. But I was like, it's because when I get like when I go on another level, another like got the car papers and everything. Now I just gotta finalize it and everything to get the car in the car program. What's it called? I was like, man, I've been waiting for so long. After that, and then after all them warfare, spiritual and everything, mind taps and everything, and what's it called? Just trying to get back on the ball and everything. I had it to learn, like, it was so many pieces missing. It just like, for me, it feel like a dagger on going and like I got to pick up this is my experience, but I gotta pick up a dagger and stab it inside my heart, only because like because to humble myself to God. It's like, yeah, you got the part where I drag it out for a minute and like, yeah, but you gotta be careful what you say too, because when you say it, you can feel it on your own, like, oh my gosh, I never said it. But at the same time, yeah, it's just more so, you just gotta be careful and humble yourself. That's I say, if you can humble yourself in front of God, bro, you got it. Because like humble and being discipline and remember and obedient. We're in the same pulpit right there. Don't think I'm this, bro. I just now got like turnover of leaf for a minute, but don't think I'm like he's not, because I even learned something from a old friend. He taught me something, and he just now started walking everything with God. I'm out here like, you always learning something new, but make sure you use your discernment to make sure that is the stuff you need to be learning, because you can get false information and you go about that false information. I've been down that road. I went went with that false information, and I ended up in a place I did not want to end up at. Like, for real, this is stuff like, you got people out here just want to see a reaction, and you got people out here like they tell you stuff and everything. But I say this, because I've been in a situation like this. Stay close to, I know I keep bringing him up, but Yeshua, stay close to him, because you can learn. This is from my experience. You can learn. A demon can even teach you something about God, but at the same time, you gotta watch out from that for him, because they know information and everything about it. They can enlighten you and everything, but at the same time, they playing for the opposite position. They throw in something don't even go with the situation, but you gotta have the discernment eyes to be like, hold up, and nitpick that out of the your food. Like, somebody, you see a hair in your food, you gotta hold up and everything. And then for me, I call them out on it. I'm just that I'm bold like that. It make the game more fun. I call them out on it, and I just, then they do the creepy smile and everything. I smile back at them. It is what it is. But that's how you just gotta really know what you're doing. But keep close to God. But hey, we are all on the same walk right here. I hope I can be able to remember more stuff because as I record and as I get on here and everything, I got me a mic too. I gotta pay my mom back, but I got me a mic. It's like one of them clip-on mics, and I'm getting my IRL stuff together. I'm getting little by little and everything, little by little. But in my gimbal, the 3.6. Hey, I've been little by little. And when I get that hotspot Wi-Fi, we almost out the door and we can go stream outside. But what's it called? But yeah, you just gotta. Hey, okay, I remember now. Every time I get on stream and everything, it's like a learning experience. Like, I'm not gonna lie, right now you seeing me like the good and the bad, but growing at the same time. I'm like learning as I grow and everything. More God let me to be able to open back old memories and see how he changed our lives and everything. Because we used to have our house on Alpha, it had a roof over there, but in the bathroom it had like holes where you can see the sky and everything. It had holes in the roof and everything. So I remember making a rap lyric saying we had holes in the roof, but God was always looking through, so we was good, and everything. But it was different things going through the house. It's like more and more I lean on the memory, and more I can remember. We grew up with animals and everything, so we smell like dogs and everything. But at the same time, as I see more, it was love in the house, and the situation we was going. I mean, it was a bad situation, but even if you're going through a bad situation, at the same time, it's some love somewhere. It's like you have like, it wasn't the best thing, but when you think back, you be like, dang, it was still a little bit in their own way. Whoever they showed their love in their own way. And then I actually sat down and talked with my dad, and then and I got it but I had to learn how to forgive him and everything. I had to learn how to forgive a lot of people. But yeah, I sat down and I got it from his point of view. And when I say his point of view, I was like, what Lee, I say like, I like to see the full story. Like, I saw it from my eyes and point of views. I was like, oh man, this is crazy, stuff and everything. I was a kid, but as I grow older and went through life and everything, and warehouses jobs and doing all these other jobs and everything. And then I actually went over there and I talked to him, and then I was like, and I noticed it's like we both had the same stuff, same in common, and everything. Now it was some different detours he had and everything, but I thought about doing half of the stuff he did, and then I learned from him, and then I was like, that's how it was like the game still played, but you learn stuff and you keep going straight, and you got wisdom from him, but from other people. But yeah, I say learning from his mistakes, or what his mistakes, and because when he had them mistakes, at the same time he grew in them, and he learned that, and he passed that information down. Now I would say you're not gonna like, you find people who will share their story, and you will find you will find different things, and you can use for yourself, or you can grow with yourself. But at the same time, you just gotta know which one. Like, you gotta make sure you know yourself, and if you don't know yourself, ask God to show you yourself, like show you how you can get to yourself. Because like, I'm still learning at myself and everything, but at the same time I go to him. I'm learning to go to him, bro. I'm not gonna cap to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm learning it too. I'm learning to what's called not eat my own words and everything. At the same time, I'm learning to not lean on my own understanding, because like just like a couple of days ago, I was leaning on my own understanding, and hey, I can tell you from that experience alone, bro, I got in some stuff. Like, I say the physical, like outside, I was wearing a mask, like not like a ski mask, but a mask. You know, when you hide behind a mask and you try and still be polite to everybody, it's like pushing out content. I'm being polite to everybody, for I won't have to get in trouble with Yeshua. And I was like, I'm not trying to get in trouble, so let me be polite to his people and everything. But at the same time, I was like battling demons inside my head. And I was like, in my head, it was like everything happened. It's like a mind game and everything. And then when you go to sleep, bro, you gotta like be careful. Make sure you pray before you. I'm just giving you a word of advice. You can take it or leave it, but just hear me out. Because around like 3 a.m., like 12, 3 or 1, mainly around them type of times, you really want to pray. Because what's called pray over your family, or pray over you, or anything. Because them are like when the witches start messing with you. And believe, I'm just saying from personal experience, they do mess with you. They do. So like, make sure you just plead the blood of Yeshua over you, and put the full armor of Yeshua on. Because I'm not gonna lie to you right now, personally, me, when I'm like feeling butter up and everything, I go witch hunting in the dream. And like, you know how you are here like, damn, this feel real, and you actually got like your mind, everything. I do that. I do that and everything. I remember messing with one so bad, and like when my cousin passed away, and then she was trying to talk to he was dating this girl at the time, and it was like a witch trying to do some mind tricks in the dream, and what's called talking to her, like, because she was about to move on and everything, but she was trying to do something. And then I was like in the corner, and then I was like, wait a minute, that can't be true, he's dead. And then she did this, you know how you get kicked out of the room, but she didn't. She said flick a finger, she said, I'm getting tired of you, and then she flicked me out of the room. It was like that. But I was like, I'm saying too much information. God, I'm about to take my voice away for a minute. It's like, it's little stuff like that. But at the same time, yeah, just be careful what you listen to. If you having trouble on like dreaming and everything, pray about it. Just ask them, just tell them and everything. Hey, I'm having trouble. Just don't do the what my friend, because you start wearing like some flames, hill starter, stuff like that, bro. That's not the way. That's not it, bro. That's not it. Alright, though. That's what I wanted to share today. Tomorrow, Friday? I should be on. I'm trying to be consistent and just get on like every day. Not Saturday and Sunday, but get on like Monday through Friday. I'm trying to be consistent. So, I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining, and I do appreciate it. Whatever you got from this video, separate, like, go back and, like, if you want to, just take what you want or use your discernment and everything. If you don't have it, just pray and ask God for it. But if it's too much, ask Him to take it away from you. I know I talk about God a lot, but I'm not going to sit here and stunt on you or be like, yeah, I did this myself. Because for real, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna bull stuff to you. And I didn't do this by myself. I didn't get this far by myself. And like, I played the game and everything. Even my teacher was like, what's it called? Michael, he was telling all the other kids in there. I was friends with everybody, but they was like, why you treat Michael? Because, the kids would be like, do a racket and everything. I learned the game after a while. It's like, all right, you playing with like the teacher, you joke around friendly and everything, do like this. Zeller, bro, he was my favorite history teacher, and he said something like, yeah, y'all need to play the game like Michael. He figured it out. And everybody was just listening and everything. I'm out here like, man, he telling the sauce right now. But nobody really listen like that. Because the game don't just end from school. This is outside world too. Like, you can like flow so nice, like I'm talking about shadow wise and out in the public. Like, I'm not saying like kiss up to your boss and everything, but you can think outside the box and everything. Like, you get your work done and all that other stuff, and then you have all this free time, but you keep your head low to the ground, but not too far, But if it's like it's a time thing, I can explain it, but it's like you just playing the game. Like, you gotta look at the, alright, I can get all ghetto and riled up towards you right now, but what would that bring? What you gotta think like step out of your head and be like, I do this, we fight, and then now we got tension and everything. We can make it up and everything, but that's a if. What do I gain out of just fighting you? Or I could not. You don't have to be no coward or anything. Like, you just like, you know what, my bad, bro, and everything, move on. But inside of your head, if he's shooting shots like jokes and everything, he got a problem with you. It's just like little stuff and everything. You think. I say you think. But yeah, I just like seeing the whole picture of how everything play out. Because you never know how everything play out. You can even get tricked. Like, you get spooked up and be like, I didn't think that would happen. It's just like, you never know how things play out. That's why when I talked with my dad and everything, I saw it from a child view and everything, how growing up and how my parents was with the alcohol and everything. I saw it from child view. And then when I went through life and I was like, dang, man, I went to parties and everything, and I talked to this girl who used to throw them parties, and she's cool and everything. But I said, because I wasn't smoking weed, but at the same time, I was telling them they would always smoke and everything. But I was like, why you smoke and everything? Why you just drop that? I was on that trying to change the world, trying to change it. I ain't gonna lie, I don't like to be around weed. I don't like the smell of weed. I don't like none of that. It just make me sick. It actually make me sick to my stomach. It make me sick. It mess with me. And then if I'm working like one of them jobs and I gotta take a drug test, I for real don't want to go through that process, because the drug test people, they gonna take forever, and then I still got to get back to work and finish my shift and everything. But them drug test people, they gonna really take forever. They gonna hit that. They gonna see you doing the PP dance, and they gonna do like this. You know how you next in line, everything. And now, you know what? I just remember it was this black girl. I had to pee like really, really, really bad, and I had to get and do my like. I think I had 1,000 meters to do, and I'm out here like I'm trying to. I gotta hurry up, and I'm out here doing this and everything. She out here, and then I'm out here like I'm trying to go to the back. She said, "Wait a minute." That's the reason why I just like, it don't matter which one I go to, I just don't like doing drug tests. Like, for real, especially when they be on their own timing. Like, for real, when I say own timing, like, if you want, you'll probably get me on tight is on doing drug tests. I get tight when I do drug tests. Now, it's some people who be like an older woman, and she was like, all right, honey, it's ready and everything. She got me in and out. But them other people, and y'all know who y'all are. Y'all dead wrong for this. Y'all here, y'all taking y'all time and everything. Y'all be staring at. I'm out here doing I don't even dance, but I'm out here. And then you out here, you hitting me with that. You just looking at me. No smiling, nothing. You just looking at me like, how long he gonna pee? I'm out here like, I'll try to grab the door and wait a minute. Not yet. When? Bro, I hate doing drug tests. Them are the worst thing I ever had to do. That's when I was like, man, I'm not going to no parties, man. I'm tired of doing this stuff. And when I stopped going to them parties, that's when they stopped asking me to do them drug tests. Man, bro, hated that. But yeah, when I talked to when I saw it as a grown man, respect up and everything, how what led him to that point and everything, because he didn't even, when I'd say for his story, like he didn't even like to drink the taste of the liquor or anything. He didn't like the taste of, when I was talking to my dad, he didn't like the taste, but the situation of what was going on at that time for his story, it was a different story. And I'm out here, I'm just like, wow, I'm seeing it from a different point of view and everything. I'm not saying right, wrong and everything, but I'm seeing from a different point of view and everything. I'm just like, because I'm going through life, and I'm out here like, I ain't gonna lie, it been a moment like in time where I was working at FedEx, and before I even got the LG Need job, and before I even heard about that, but me and my friends, we was like store. It was just me, him, and this big truck, semi truck, them long semis, and then we was talking. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, because it wasn't getting no better. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, now at this time, I was like, I wasn't right. I was like, I knew of Yeshua, but at that time, I call him Jesus. But what's it called? I wasn't like real big on like I'm out here like, man, my life is not getting any better. And me, him, and her out here packing everything, and our checks was looking, it was like they was just writing any small number on that at this point. And then I was like, that's when I was like, hey, you ever think about robbing, breaking in and enter? And that's when, hey, like, I'm not ashamed to say it, but it's like a true thing, because that I said robbing and entering and everything. And then he was like, yeah, I actually thought about it, because it wasn't getting no better. It wasn't, I mean, like, FedEx was the end of the road for like us. It was like, yeah, I didn't know if it was hope on the other side. So I was just thinking like, bro, robbing and entering everything. Now I'm not saying that's something. It was like we just got. It was just like that, because it was just. I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see hope on the other side. But I wasn't walking with Yeshua either. That close either. I might my mom and dad be like, they was like deep in rooted, but I was like, they be like, my mom all be like preaching to me and everything, saying different things and everything. I'm up here in a warehouse, and then my dad was saying like, it cause how times are getting everything. I need to buy like bullets and what's called AR and everything, bro. At the time, a AR costs like, I think like $1,000, 1,000, or I think it was 600. I couldn't afford it. I'm out here stretching and everything. I'm out here like, I'm trying, but I can't afford it with these FedEx I be driving all the way out here for gas. It's crazy. I can't afford it. I can't afford for an AR or nothing like that. I couldn't afford to do anything like that. That was just some dreams at that point, and that's when God he made a situation happen, like a meter reader. They are hard to find. I'm not gonna lie. When you're not looking, well, he came and he was walking, and we went outside, and then my dad was telling him about his story about the healing place and everything, and he was telling the dude who worked at Alameter, he was telling his story about how he went through the healing place, and then he told me about the job they're hiring at Alameter, and then what's it called, all that work and everything. God, he got me out of a situation because I didn't see no hope, and it was gonna turn into thieves and criminals. Nothing wrong with. I'm just saying that's how my life was. Even through the information I got, like from the wisdom from other people, like, you don't want to do this and you want to take this road. But like when you're like actually in the position of like, man, you thinking of like doing some wrong. I ain't gonna lie. I know you probably don't want to hear this, but pray and like for real, like it, cause when I think back to my situation, it was a bad situation, but at the same time, it was only God got us out of that situation. Because after I got on at the job, this is where me and my friend, we split up because they didn't have the license. But I wasn't going to be like, I told Alameter I had to put my 2 weeks notice in. I told them ahead of time and everything. I said, yeah, I'm going to get on at Alameter and everything, because it wasn't going nowhere. We had fun on doing job, working with each other and everything, but at the same time, bro, we were barely making meats and everything. In warehouse job, we got banned from UPS. We got banned from there because we was blackballed for the stuff we did there, and we was just job hopping too much. We had to cut it. So after after I got on and everything, they got their stuff and everything. We part ways. We play video games here and there with each other. But when I was on there, like time flied by so fast. I met a friend named I don't know. He kind of ratchet. I don't want him because he dropped me off at my actual crib before. I don't want him pulling up like that. Because I said his name. He's funny though. He's real funny. But at the same time, I met some cool people. I met some good people, but it wasn't like we were working all together and everything. It was just like people, like, I started working by myself more and more, and now I got used to just working by myself and everything. And then my social life, it went down and everything. It was my like first full-time job. But I remember when Dobie, they told, like, he said, how much you make on, I think I told y'all about that. I was like, how much you make? He asked me how much you make and everything. I said on a good day 300, and then but regular like 200. He was laughing so hard. I'm telling you, like, laughing so hard. He was laughing really hard at my little hard struggle life. I ain't gonna lie. He was laughing so hard. So at this point, sorry, but at this point, when he was doing that, what's it called? He was telling me like how much you get paid there, and I ain't gonna lie, it changed my life. It wasn't like, so that's why I was saying, like, it's some 9-to-5s out there, like, actually good jobs and everything. I barely had to put up with stuff because I was working alone. Now, like, putting up with dogs and people, like, going through people's backyards, it did sucks. I hated reading people meters in the backyards. But in the, I say the suburbs with the mansions, bruh, I hate it, bruh. That's the, now it's good and bad, but bruh, I hate it going back to the mansions when they had them big houses and everything, bruh. When I say big houses, hold on. When I say big houses, they had like, I'm talking about big mansions, bro, in like suburbs and like medium sized houses, everything. But this is where I got introduced to, like, they had like these electric dog fence and everything, and you don't know where the dog fence end, and they got some big yards. And I was wearing a jumpsuit for like probably for two, I don't know. For my after I bought the jumpsuit, I've been wearing this ever since. Every day, I'm talking about. I stopped shopping for clothes because all I did was wear like sweatpants under my jumpsuit and like a shirt, and that was the game. That was it for me. I wore that every day. Every day. I'm talking about every day. I was working by myself. At that point I didn't care what people would think, because I'll wash my jumpsuit. Don't get me wrong, I'll wash it. But at the same time, I still got my jumpsuit. But at the same time, I was like, nah, bro. Like, because I was all my whole checks and everything, I was spending it and everything. I ain't gonna lie. The knowledge I know now and like saving, you can't go back and change the past. But man, it's like, bro, it's like, everything don't last forever, but at the same time, but it was good. It was fun. At the same time, I learned different things, but more so, man, you can't go back and change the past, bro. I swear. Sometimes I be thinking to myself when I'm cleaning toilets at Kroger, I be like, man, I need something like I don't know, on like for the IRL streaming and everything. I be like, I need this and everything, because I wanted to get the D size some mics and everything, where it got like two thing, but I had it to, that was like $300 and something. But I was like, my mom wanted to help me out, and I was looking at these one mics. They still good and everything, but they don't separate the voice on everything. Say like you're talking on one end and I'm talking on the other mic, it don't separate it. But the DJI mic on thing, it separate the thing. I was like, bro, I want that right there. And then I went like, and it was a sale for the ones I was looking at and I was gonna get, and I got them. But at the same time, I'm up here like, bro, I gotta think, who am I gonna be talking with on the other end of this? Right now, it's just me and you and everything. So I'm up here like, who gonna be out here gonna be like, it's just gonna be me and you. Like, if other people want to join in, they join. But like out in person and I'm talking on my mic, it's just gonna be like, I don't need that right now. I can get that later, but I don't need that right now. That's how I got to start thinking. My bad about the bottle popping. But I had to start thinking of like different ways to. I was actually, because like after that walk I did like with like walking to work, when I had 98 cents in my account, after I walked to work and then walked back, and I thought somebody blessed me or God dropped, because God usually come through when I got like a little bit of money in my account, but this time it wasn't that type of situation. I'm out here like, dang, I gotta walk it, but I got paid the next day. But I went after I did that long walk, and my feet was hurting, and I got like running shoes on and with some comfortable things and everything. I'm not gonna lie to you, big dog. I at that point right there, I was like, nah, and that's when I went like down there and got my license and all that changed for I can get in this program and everything. Now I'm just waiting for my license to come. But after that, I was like, nah, we ain't doing that no more. But yeah, man, yeah. If I had the money, you can't go back and change it, but you gotta just keep your eyes on the ball, but never get too caught up in the future. Remember that. Don't ever get too caught up in the future. Remember, you're still here in the present, and never get too caught and gone. You don't want that. Whew, man. I was about to end stream like a little while ago. You know, you heard me give him that speech out and everything. You know, you heard, but I got on something else, and I flew, but I say I did better with this stream. You know, you're basically seeing me grow each and every time I get on here. But I say I did better with this because I had two things I wanted to talk about, but usually how it go what's called I'm able to start remembering. That's only because Yeshua start bringing it back to my memory, and when I slow down and I be looking down, I be going through my memory like, dang, and I be going through my old house like where I grew up at and everything, with the host and the roof and everything. And then Larry did stick out with me what's called when Young Boy says I think he had to wash his clothes in the sink. Now that like that's when I came like a actual Young Boy. Like I like to listen to Young Boy stuff when I actually start listening to the lyrics. I don't listen to their stuff like all the time. It's a rare moment, but I try not listen to their stuff because it'd be other stuff behind the scenes. But just mess with your mind, because you gotta remember everything is a mind game. If you get a control of somebody's mind, you got them, because you'll feed them any information you want. But that's why you gotta keep your mind protected and safe. But yeah, when I used to do that, because I had this yellow Power Ranger suit and not suit but shirt in elementary. We didn't have a washer and dryer, so I did what I had a stain on it. I went to the bathroom and I put some soap, like dish detergent or something on it. I think dish detergent or soap, and then I'll wash it, and I just go like, I get the stain out, and then after I get the stain out, I'll be like, dang, it's clean. When I have it I let it air dry, outside, hang it up and air dry. But I remember it, because I remember at Air Coys we had this, because I make it easier. I was a teacher pet. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a teacher pet, but it was like, it's benefits with that. Like, I'm not gonna let that slide. It's benefits with that, because at the end of the year, Zeller, he gave me this $50 gift card to any like state place and everything. And Zeller, I give him props. He put me onto Brooks running shoes, and I ain't gonna lie, changed my life. My feet felt comfortable when I got me some of them. I said, oh my God. And he said, that's what I'm saying, Michael. And everybody out here like, they are real. I'm out here like, oh my God, these shoes feel amazing. Brooks running shoes, them things, swags. That's what I went to, swags. But on Brooks running shoes, now I say I grew out of the Brooks running shoes. Now what I be messing with is New Balance. New Balance got some tough shoes. I ain't gonna lie. Now if I wore them in middle school, I got joked on. But nowadays it's cool to wear and they comfortable. You get only the right one. You got to pick the right one. See, cause I got some. No, I donated them. I finally got rid of them. It was some narrow. What's it called? I got wide feet, but it was some narrows. New Balance. I like the it was like a blue. A blue type of on it and everything. It looked cool. It made me a little bit taller, a little bit, but at the same time, it made my feet. It felt like I was wearing heels, and it made my feet hurt every day. Hurt. I wasn't going for it. I wasn't like after I wear it for a long time. I wasn't. Let me see. Hold up. I got it right here on my thing. Right here. These things. Oh, and right here. Right there. That right there hurt. You wear my mouse right there? That thing hurt. That thing right there was like painful. I ain't gonna lie, them shoes were painful. I could only wear it for a little bit at a time. I couldn't take the whole thing. I had to cut them loose. I was looking at some Jordan 7s, and then in my head it started hurting right here. I was like, I can't go back to that life. I know Jordan, no, they look nice, but they hurt. I can't go back to that life. I graduated from the Jordan Academy. I really didn't have. I only had like I probably had 2 pair. One was given from my cousin. She gave me like a pair of 7s. It was like red and black, and they was cool. But when I outgrown them, I was displeased. I was like, these was my first Jordans. And then when I got older and like I was working at Kroger, my first time when I first got on at Kroger, I bought me like some Jordan 5s. It was all black with suede kind of red and everything. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the names of these, but at the same time I was up here walking, not trying to get the things bent or no crease in it or anything. And then that one day my feet was hurting. I was like, oh my God, these things hurt. These things hurt. And then I spilled some at the time when I was drinking soda. I spilled like Mountain Dew on it, and I didn't even care. And all this time I was trying to keep it clean and everything. I didn't care. And then that's when my boss, she's cool and everything, LaDon. Hey, when she did this, I'm not gonna lie, she asked that I pay for her, like, buying off of me, because her nephew, I was on her every day. I was home. I was like, hey, LaDon, hey, you still gonna buy these shoes? She said, yeah, just give me a moment, everything, this and that. I was like, all right. A couple of days go by. I said, hey, LaDon, you still gonna buy these shoes? And everything. I was on it. When you say, you gonna buy them shoes? And then she was like, and then when she pulled up and she bought them and everything. And that was M for them. I was like, I can't, like, I know people gotta be switching out the soles out of Jordans, because it ain't no way you just gonna wear Jordans, because them things just hurts. It's like, man, even I know us. I wouldn't even say that, but because a slave maybe wear it, but when they start, they be like, what's the difference walking with it? I don't know. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, nah. I can't, but yeah, when I washed my clothes in the sink, it was like I had a nice shirt and everything, but yeah, it was, man, nostalgic. But alright, y'all, thank you for joining in, and thank you for listening to these stories. So I hope they help you out. I hope and help you out through your life or through your journey. And then on top of that, before I end, my dad, he bought a pair of Jordans, and he said them was the uncomfortable shoes of them all. He said that was when he bought them pair. You know how you go in there with a smile on your face, and then you actually put the shoes on, and your smile dropped, like, oh my God, I spent this much money on them shoes and they hurt. There's no comfort in it. Like even Yeezy shoes on them 350. Why I like them so much? They have memory foam in it. I love memory foam. Like memory foam is my stuff. I love it. But at the same time, when my dad bought some Jordans, and he said them was the first pairs in the last. And I went like, when I bought some Jordans, and I said them was the first and the last, for real. Nah, Jordans can keep them things. So I like, don't get me wrong, you got some cool colorways and some cool design, but when I put them on my feet, all that go out the window. I'm out here like, this thing hurt my feet. I do not want to wear it. This is uncomfortable, unacceptable, out the window, out of the store. But no, for real, I thank you for joining my stream, and I thank you for being here again. Thank you for watching, and I hope you take whatever you learn or anything, use your discernment and pick through it and everything. And you know, if you ever in life are doing something, remember or everything, like what's the one thing? Make sure you do like better than what we both because I'm practicing on what both but do better than what you did before. So if you was like at 85 and you think you could do better than you did before, keep pushing, never give up. But at the same time, I see you later. Thank you. And Friday I'll be on. Oh yeah, we locked.